Excuses are the enemy of progress because they keep you stuck in a cycle of inaction and self-doubt. Every time you make an excuse, you delay your potential, holding back the very success you're capable of achieving. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to stop making excuses and start taking action. Are you tired of making excuses for why you're not where you want to be? It's time to stop waiting for the right moment or the perfect conditions. The truth is, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is your ability to stay consistent and work relentlessly, day in and day out. It's not about talent or luck. It's about commitment. If you're ready to push through the obstacles, stay focused, and put in the work, you can achieve everything you've ever wanted. But are you willing to? Are you ready to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for your future? In this video, we'll dive into how consistency and hard work are the keys to unlocking your potential. No more waiting, no more delaying. It's time to take control. Stick around to discover how to turn your dreams into reality. Now let's dive in. Number 1, commit to consistency and eliminate the need for excuses. It's time to take a moment and ask yourself, how serious are you about your dreams? I mean, really serious. Not just the wishful thinking kind of serious, but the kind of serious that demands your full attention, your commitment, your effort, and yes, your consistency. You've got to be willing to commit day in and day out without needing an excuse to stop, slow down, or give up. That's the foundation of success. A relentless, unyielding pursuit toward your goals, no matter how long it takes. We live in a world full of distractions, easy shortcuts, and let's be honest, endless excuses. We can convince ourselves that we're not ready, that the timing isn't right, that we don't have enough resources, that we're too tired, or we just don't feel like it today. The list of excuses is endless, isn't it? But you've got to ask yourself, how much longer will you let these excuses stop you from reaching your potential? I know it's tough. I know it's not easy to keep moving forward when the world tells you to slow down, to take a break, to wait for things to align perfectly. But I'm here to tell you something you've probably heard before. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never get started. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll waste your life waiting. Now think about this. The most successful people, the ones who have made it to the top, didn't get there by waiting for the perfect moment. They didn't get there by making excuses. They got there by showing up consistently. Day after day, they worked when they didn't feel like it. They pushed through doubt, fatigue, fear, and discomfort. And they did it with no excuses. The key to your success lies in your consistency. If you can commit to showing up, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, you will separate yourself from everyone else who is still waiting for the right time or for some magical shift in their life. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's consistency. It's the ability to push forward no matter what. Now let's break this down. Why is consistency so important? First, consistency creates momentum. You know that feeling when you've been working on something for a while, and suddenly it seems to be flowing with ease. That's momentum at work. The more you keep at it, the easier it becomes to continue. But without consistency, you'll always be starting and stopping, which means you'll never get the kind of results you want. Another reason consistency is so powerful is that it builds discipline. And let me tell you something about discipline. It's not about following rigid rules or forcing yourself into something you hate. Discipline is about making the decision every single day to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's the ability to say, this is important to me, and I'm going to keep going no matter how hard it gets. When you commit to consistency, you're not just working toward your dream, you're building the muscle of discipline. The more disciplined you are, the more you're able to take control of your life, your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions. You stop waiting for external factors to push you. You don't need motivation from the outside, because you've developed an internal drive that doesn't rely on how you feel. Let's talk about this excuses. They are the number one thing that holds people back from achieving their dreams. Why? Because excuses allow you to avoid the uncomfortable truth that success requires hard work. Excuses let you off the hook. They allow you to procrastinate. They tell you it's okay to do nothing, to stay stuck in your comfort zone. But let me ask you this. Where has all that excuse-making gotten you so far? Has it brought you closer to your goals? Has it moved you forward in any meaningful way? Think about it. If you're always making excuses, you're not going to move forward. And if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Success isn't something that just happens. It's earned. It's earned through the work you put in when no one else is watching. It's earned by doing the things that others aren't willing to do, day after day, without needing someone to push you. Now, I understand that life isn't always easy. Things happen. You might face setbacks. You might encounter failures along the way. But here's the thing. You have two choices. When you face these challenges, you can either give up and make excuses, or you can face the adversity head on, learn from it, and keep moving forward. You see, the secret to success is not in avoiding failure, it's in learning how to deal with failure. Failure is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Every time you fail, you get a chance to learn something new. Every mistake, every setback is an opportunity to grow. But you can only grow if you stay consistent and refuse to make excuses. Let's get real for a moment. You know the stories of people who faced extreme adversity and come out on top. Maybe you've heard about someone who was broke, lost everything, and still managed to rebuild. Or maybe you know someone who faced health issues or personal tragedies, but still found a way to keep going and eventually found success. Do you know what all of these people had in common? They didn't stop. They didn't let excuses derail them. They kept showing up, day after day, no matter what life threw their way. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Consistency is hard work. It's the daily grind. It's those days when you don't feel like getting out of bed, but you do it anyway because you know it's part of the process. It's those moments when you'd rather watch TV or scroll through social media, but you choose to focus on what matters instead. It's the days when your mind tries to tell you to quit, but your heart tells you to keep going. Those are the moments that define you. But here's the good news. Once you start showing up consistently, it gets easier. It becomes a habit. And once something becomes a habit, it's no longer something you have to force yourself to do. It becomes second nature. You start to expect it. You begin to find joy in the process, knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is getting you closer to your dream. You've heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. Success is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who are looking for shortcuts, for easy paths, or for a quick fix. Success is for those who are willing to put in the work, to stay consistent, and to push through the tough times. If you want to live your dream life, you've got to be willing to show up, day after day, and do what needs to be done, even when it feels impossible. So let's get real with ourselves. No more excuses, no more waiting for the right time, no more hoping that things will just magically fall into place. You have the power to make it happen, but only if you commit to consistency. Every day you show up, you're one step closer to your dream. Every time you push past the urge to make an excuse, you're building a stronger version of yourself. You are proving to yourself that you are capable of achieving great things. It's time to take responsibility for your own success. You have everything you need inside of you. You have the strength, the willpower, the talent, and the ability to make your dreams a reality. All that's left is to make the decision to stay consistent, the decision to stop making excuses, the decision to work relentlessly toward your dream. Number 2, focus on your goals and push through every obstacle. When you set your goals, you're not just marking a destination on a map. You're declaring to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that you are ready to transform your life. But setting those goals is only the first step in a much longer journey. Achieving them requires more than just wishful thinking, more than just showing up once in a while. It requires an unshakable focus and the determination to push through every obstacle that stands in your way. Your goals are going to be tested, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's not the easy road that leads to success. It's the difficult one. The one where you have to keep going when everything inside you tells you to quit. The obstacles you face are part of the process, and your ability to overcome them will define the future you are working toward. So let's be clear about something. Obstacles are inevitable. Every person who has ever achieved something of value has faced challenges, setbacks, and roadblocks. They didn't avoid them, and neither can you. You will face obstacles that test your patience, your resolve, and your commitment. The question is, will you let those obstacles stop you, or will you push through them? When you focus on your goals, you need to have a vision that's strong enough to overpower any obstacle. Your vision should be so clear and so powerful that it pulls you through the tough times, the struggles, the doubts. When you're crystal clear about what you want, and you're focused on it day after day, you will find a way to make it happen. Focus is the key to making progress, and it's essential for pushing through every challenge that comes your way. But staying focused requires discipline. It requires you to shut out distractions, ignore the negativity, and put your energy into what matters. If you let every small setback or disappointment divert your attention, you'll never make real progress. You've got to keep your eyes on the prize. The journey to success is not linear. It's not a straight path from where you are now to where you want to be. There will be curves, hills, and valleys. Sometimes you'll feel like you're moving backward when you're actually moving forward. At other times, you'll feel as though you're stuck in one place, unable to move. But remember this, when you push through, when you refuse to give up, that's when you start to see growth. That's when you start to learn, to adapt, and to become stronger. You might not see it immediately, but every time you face a challenge and push through it, you are building the skills, resilience, and strength necessary to reach your goals. Every time you face an obstacle, ask yourself this question: what can I learn from this? Instead of seeing obstacles as walls you can't get past, see them as opportunities to grow. They're lessons in disguise. Each obstacle is giving you the chance to develop new skills, build your mental toughness, and sharpen your focus. The more obstacles you overcome, the more confident you become in your ability to achieve your goals. The key is not to avoid obstacles, but to face them with a mindset of determination and growth. When you are working towards something important, the process is just as crucial as the end result. What you learn on the journey is as valuable as what you will gain at the end. You will be tested, but with each test, you will grow. Every challenge you face is building the character you need to handle the greater challenges ahead. But this requires focus. You need to keep your eyes on your goals and never lose sight of why you started in the first place. Think about the moments when you felt discouraged, when things weren't going the way you wanted. In those moments, you might have considered giving up. But if you can push through those moments, you will come out the other side stronger. You will have learned how to deal with failure, how to stay calm under pressure, and how to keep your focus when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Let's talk about how you can deal with obstacles effectively. The first step is to shift your mindset. When an obstacle appears, instead of seeing it as something that's going to stop you, see it as a challenge that's going to help you grow. Change your perception. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," say, "This is an opportunity for me to prove what I'm made of." The way you think about the problem will determine how you approach it. If you let yourself be overwhelmed, if you let fear and doubt take over, the obstacle will control you. But if you change your mindset, if you look at it as something to learn from, you take control. Next, break down the obstacle. Don't look at the entire challenge all at once. When you look at the whole mountain, it can seem impossible to climb. But when you break it down into smaller steps, you can take one step at a time, making the task seem more manageable. This approach keeps you focused and helps you keep moving forward without feeling overwhelmed. Focus on the next step, not the entire mountain. And as you start to move forward, you'll begin to feel the momentum build. Even the smallest progress is still progress. Now, let's talk about persistence. The ability to push through obstacles is not about doing something once and giving up when it doesn't work. Persistence is about continuing to move forward, even when things aren't going the way you expect. It's about finding new solutions, trying new methods, and refusing to quit. If something doesn't work, adjust your approach. If the first plan fails, create a new one. You don't need to have everything figured out from the beginning. You just need to keep moving forward, even if it's in small, imperfect steps. Understand that success doesn't happen overnight. The road to achieving your goals is long, and you will face obstacles at every turn. But it's not about how many obstacles you face, it's about how you handle them. If you let every setback keep you from pushing forward, you will never reach your goals. But if you choose to persevere, if you choose to learn from your mistakes and keep going, you will eventually break through. The people who succeed are not the ones who never face obstacles. They're the ones who push through them, learn from them, and refuse to let them define their progress. Success is not about avoiding challenges, it's about how you deal with them when they come. And when you look at obstacles this way, they stop being barriers and start becoming stepping stones. There will be days when it feels like everything is stacked against you, when you wonder if it's even worth it to keep going. But here's the truth. Those days are part of the process. They're part of what makes your success so meaningful. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. It's the struggle, the pushing through, the staying focused on your goals that will set you apart from those who give up too soon. Your goals should be big enough that they inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become a better version of yourself. They should be worth fighting for, even when it gets tough. And when you're truly committed to those goals, nothing can stop you. There will always be obstacles, but with a strong focus on your goals and the determination to push through every challenge, there is nothing that can stand in your way. You'll have setbacks, you'll face moments of doubt, but you'll also learn more about yourself, grow stronger, and move closer to the person you're meant to be. So, the next time you encounter an obstacle, remember, it's not the obstacle that matters. What matters is how you respond to it. Are you going to push through and keep going, or are you going to let it stop you? When you keep your focus, when you face obstacles with determination, when you push through the tough times, you are building a future that is worth everything you're going through right now. Your goals are waiting for you, but only if you're willing to fight for them. Number 3, build daily habits that lead to long-term success. The road to long-term success isn't about a single grand action that will change everything for you. It's about what you do every single day. Without fail, the habits you form today are what will shape your tomorrow, and your future success will be a reflection of the consistent actions you take now. People often look for shortcuts, hoping for a breakthrough moment, but the truth is that success is built over time, brick by brick, through habits that accumulate every single day. If you want to achieve lasting success, the first thing you need to understand is that you are not going to get there by relying on motivation alone. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel inspired to work hard, and other days you'll feel tired or discouraged. But consistency is the key. Motivation might spark the fire, but your habits will keep the fire burning even when the motivation fades. The people who succeed, the ones who reach the highest levels of achievement, are the ones who have built solid, intentional habits that move them forward each day. And when you build habits that lead you to success, it doesn't matter if the motivation is there or not, you'll still show up, do the work, and make progress. This is what separates those who reach their dreams from those who fall short. It's not about what you can do in one day, it's about what you can do over the course of months and years. It starts with recognizing the power of small daily actions. Success doesn't require a dramatic change in your life overnight. It's the little, seemingly insignificant choices you make each day that compound into something greater over time. You don't need to try to change everything all at once. Focus on one habit at a time and let it grow. Once you've mastered one, you can move on to another. And before you know it, you've created a routine that consistently moves you closer to your goals. Think about your habits as the building blocks of your success. Each action you take builds upon the last. These habits form a solid foundation that you can rely on, even during tough times. So what kind of habits should you focus on if you want to build long-term success? The first and most important habit is consistency. This means showing up every single day, doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend, or a holiday, or if you're tired. You commit to doing the work anyway. It's not about perfection, but about persistence. Over time, that consistency builds momentum, and momentum makes success easier to achieve. You start to notice small wins every day, and those wins keep you going. But without consistency, you'll find yourself constantly starting over, unable to make real progress. Another essential habit for success is planning. You can't just wake up every day and hope things will fall into place. You need to set clear, intentional goals and map out a strategy for reaching them. Start each day by planning out what needs to be done and how you're going to do it. This doesn't have to be complicated. Simple lists or a daily schedule can help keep you focused. The important thing is to know exactly what your priorities are and how you'll spend your time to make progress toward those priorities. Without planning, it's easy to drift, to waste time on things that don't matter, and to fall behind. Planning ensures that every action you take is deliberate and purposeful. Another key habit is reflection. It's essential to take a step back every now and then to evaluate your progress. Ask yourself, what's working? What's not working? What can you improve? Reflection helps you stay on track, make adjustments, and stay aligned with your long-term goals. Without reflection, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and lose sight of the bigger picture. When you take time to reflect, you can course correct, learn from your mistakes, and continue to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. But success doesn't just come from doing the right things. It also comes from avoiding the wrong things. That's where the habit of saying no comes in. If you want to succeed, you need to learn how to say no to distractions, to time-wasting activities, and to people or situations that don't serve your goals. It's easy to get sidetracked by things that seem urgent, but aren't truly important. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to your future success. Being intentional with your time and energy is critical. Learn to guard your time fiercely, and make sure that what you focus on each day is moving you closer to your vision. In order to succeed, you also need to take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. This means making health and self-care a priority. If you neglect your health, it will be much harder to perform at your best. You need energy, focus, and resilience to push through obstacles and keep moving toward your goals. This is where habits like exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate rest come in. A healthy body fuels a healthy mind, and with a healthy mind, you can tackle any challenge that comes your way. Make it a habit to invest in your health every day, whether that's through working out, eating well, or getting enough sleep. Your body is your most valuable asset, and when you take care of it, you'll be able to show up as your best self, day in and day out. Another habit that's crucial for long-term success is continuous learning. Success doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's not about doing the same thing over and over again. It's about growing and improving along the way. If you're not learning and evolving, you're standing still, and standing still means you're falling behind. Set aside time every day to read, listen to podcasts, take courses, or find other ways to expand your knowledge. The more you learn, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you are, the more opportunities will open up to you. It's also important to develop the habit of perseverance. Success is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments when things don't go according to plan. When that happens, it's easy to get discouraged and think about quitting. But quitting will never get you to where you want to go. Instead, you need to push through the hard times, learn from your failures, and keep going. Every obstacle you overcome makes you stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. Perseverance is a muscle that you build over time, and it's one of the most important habits for achieving long-term success. Lastly, remember that success is not a solo journey. Build relationships with people who can help you along the way. Surround yourself with people who support your goals, challenge you to be better, and inspire you to keep moving forward. A strong network of like-minded individuals can make all the difference when it comes to staying motivated, learning new strategies, and gaining fresh perspectives. Invest in these relationships and make it a habit to connect with others who share your values and your vision for success. The habits you build today will shape your future. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, intentional effort over time. If you focus on building the right habits, one step at a time, you'll create a foundation that will carry you through the inevitable challenges and setbacks. When you look back in the future, you'll see that it wasn't any one big thing that got you to where you are. It was the accumulation of the small everyday habits that moved you forward. The journey might be long, but with the right habits in place, you'll get there. And when you do, you'll look back and realize that the success you've achieved wasn't just a product of hard work. It was the result of the daily habits you built, day by day, one after another. Number 4. Take responsibility for your progress and stop blaming others. You cannot control everything that happens to you in life, but you can control how you respond. The one thing that separates those who succeed from those who struggle is the ability to take responsibility for their own progress. The moment you stop blaming others for your circumstances, that's when you begin to take ownership of your life and your success. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to blame your boss, your family, your circumstances, or even the world for your struggles. But let me tell you something. You are responsible for your life. If you are not where you want to be, it's not because of what others did or didn't do. It's because of the choices you've made or the lack of choices you've made. Life doesn't happen to you. Life happens through you. Taking responsibility for your progress means that you stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you. You stop waiting for the perfect circumstances or for someone to give you the opportunity. It's about looking in the mirror and realizing that your success is up to you and only you. The moment you do that, the moment you stop blaming others, is the moment you regain control over your life. You stop being a victim and you start being the creator of your own future. It doesn't matter how tough your situation is or what obstacles are in front of you. What matters is what you choose to do with those obstacles. Are you going to let them stop you, or are you going to use them as stepping stones to build the life you want? This is where responsibility comes in. When you take responsibility for your life, you understand that no matter how bad things get, you are the one who has the power to change them. You are the one who can make decisions, take action, and create new opportunities for yourself. Many people fail to take responsibility for their progress because they're caught up in a cycle of blame. They blame their parents, their upbringing, their lack of resources, or even the system. But the truth is, we all face challenges. We all have our struggles. Everyone has a story, and everyone has things that didn't go the way they wanted. But successful people don't waste their time blaming others. Instead, they ask themselves, what can I do to change my situation? What can I control? When you take responsibility, you take back your power. You stop giving away your power to the people or circumstances around you. You realize that no one else can determine your success but you. Success is not about waiting for a break, hoping for a handout, or blaming others for your failures. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Now, I know it's tempting to point the finger. It feels good in the moment to blame someone else. It makes us feel justified in our frustration, and it allows us to stay in our comfort zone. Blaming others keeps us from taking the hard, uncomfortable action that will actually create change. But if you want to grow, if you want to succeed, you have to break out of that cycle. You have to be willing to look at yourself, accept where you are, and take the necessary steps to move forward. Taking responsibility is not about accepting defeat. It's not about accepting your current circumstances as the final word on your life. It's about acknowledging where you are, recognizing what's within your control, and taking action to change it. Success doesn't come from waiting for someone to fix things for you. It comes from recognizing that you are the one who can fix things. The first step in taking responsibility is to stop making excuses. You'll never move forward as long as you're making excuses for why things aren't happening the way you want. I don't have enough money. I don't have the right connections. I'm not lucky enough. These are all excuses that keep you stuck. When you make excuses, you are giving away your power. You are telling yourself that your circumstances are beyond your control. But let me be clear, there's always something you can do. There's always a way forward, if you stop making excuses and start taking action. This doesn't mean that you won't face challenges. Of course you will. Life isn't easy, and no one ever said it would be. But when you take responsibility, you stop looking for reasons why you can't succeed and start looking for ways to make things happen. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. One of the most important aspects of taking responsibility is understanding that you are in charge of your attitude. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. And your response will determine the course of your life. Are you going to let setbacks knock you down? Or are you going to pick yourself up, learn from the experience, and keep moving forward? Taking responsibility also means understanding that progress is a choice. Every single day you make choices that move you closer to or further from your goals. You choose how you spend your time. You choose what you focus on. You choose who you surround yourself with. If you want to see progress, you need to make intentional choices every day that align with your goals. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission to succeed. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The right time is now. The right time is when you decide to take responsibility and take action. No one else is going to do it for you. And when you stop waiting for someone to hand you success, you'll start to see how much power you actually have. Another key part of taking responsibility is realizing that you are responsible for your own growth. No one can do this for you. It's easy to look at someone else and think they have it easier or that they're lucky. But the truth is, success isn't about luck. It's about the work you put in. It's about the effort you make every single day to improve yourself, to grow, to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Success isn't about what you have now. It's about who you are becoming along the way. When you take responsibility for your progress, you also take responsibility for your failures. That's right. Your failures are your own. It's not about blaming someone else for the mistakes you've made. It's about owning up to them, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones for future success. We all fail. We all make mistakes, but it's how we respond to those mistakes that matters most. If you blame others for your failures, you're only holding yourself back. But if you take responsibility, you'll learn from those failures, grow stronger, and move forward. Understand that blaming others is a form of avoidance. When you blame others, you're not facing the truth of the situation. You're not dealing with what needs to be dealt with. Taking responsibility is about being brutally honest with yourself. It's about accepting your role in your circumstances and doing whatever it takes to improve them. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to own up to your mistakes, to take accountability for your actions, and to make the necessary changes to keep moving forward. You are the only one who has control over your life. You are the only one who can change your future. The moment you take responsibility for your progress is the moment you start to create your own destiny. When you stop blaming others, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You take back your power and start shaping your future the way you want it. It's time to stop waiting for someone to hand you the life you want. It's time to stop blaming your past, your circumstances, or anyone else. The power is in your hands. You are responsible for your success, and only you can make it happen. Take control, take responsibility, and start creating the life you've always dreamed of. Your progress is in your hands, and it's time to move forward. Number 5. Ignore distractions and stay focused on your mission. In the journey towards achieving your dreams, one of the most important things you'll face is distractions. They come in many forms. People, technology, random thoughts, temptations, or even the comfort of procrastination. And these distractions can easily pull you away from your mission, leading you down paths that have nothing to do with where you want to go. But if you're serious about reaching your goals, you need to learn how to shut out the noise and stay focused. Let's start with the truth. Distractions are everywhere. There is always something trying to take your attention away from your mission. It could be a phone call, a notification, a conversation that's unrelated to your purpose, or even a small, seemingly innocent thought that causes you to lose track of time. It's easy to get sidetracked, and before you know it, hours, days, or even weeks have gone by, and you haven't made any real progress. This is a challenge we all face, but it's something that must be overcome if you want to truly succeed. Focus is not something that just happens automatically. It's a choice, and it's a choice that you must make over and over again each day. Every time you're confronted with a distraction, you have to remind yourself of your mission, your purpose, and your goals. You need to be conscious of where your time and energy are going. If you want to get closer to your dreams, you need to cut out what doesn't matter. no matter how appealing it may seem in the moment. The first step to ignoring distractions is to make a commitment. You must commit to staying focused on your goals, no matter how tempting the distractions may be. This commitment needs to come from within. It's not enough to say, "I'll try to stay focused." No, you must make the decision that your goals are more important than any fleeting moment of distraction. It's about prioritizing your long-term success over short-term pleasure. When you make that commitment, distractions begin to lose their power over you. The second step is to learn to recognize distractions for what they are: time thieves. Every time you give in to a distraction, you're giving away a piece of your future. Think about that for a second. Every time you scroll mindlessly through social media, respond to a notification that has nothing to do with your purpose, or engage in a conversation that takes you off track, you're letting go of time that could have been used to move closer to your goals. Time is your most valuable resource. Once it's gone, you can never get it back. You have to treat it with respect. One of the most powerful ways to ignore distractions is to eliminate as many of them as possible. You can't expect to stay focused if you have constant reminders of distractions around you. Turn off notifications on your phone, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, and create an environment that supports your focus. When you do this, you're setting yourself up for success. You're making it easier for yourself to stay on track because you're eliminating the temptations that would otherwise pull you away. But even when you remove external distractions, there will still be internal distractions. Your mind has a tendency to wander, and sometimes it's easy to start thinking about problems that aren't relevant to the task at hand. It's important to understand that this is normal, but just because it's normal doesn't mean it's acceptable. You have to train yourself to recognize when your mind is starting to drift and gently bring it back to the present moment. When you catch yourself thinking about something that doesn't contribute to your mission, you have to ask yourself, is this helping me achieve my goal? If the answer is no, then let it go. Focus also requires discipline. It's about staying committed even when the work gets tough. There will be times when you don't feel like working, when you're tired, or when you're frustrated with the progress you've made. It's during these times that distractions seem the most appealing, but discipline is about continuing to push forward, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what allows you to ignore distractions when everything around you is telling you to give up or take a break. One of the best ways to stay disciplined is to break your goals down into manageable tasks. When your goals feel too big or overwhelming, it's easy to become distracted by the sheer scale of them. But when you break them down into smaller, achievable steps, you create a clear path forward. And when you have a clear path, distractions don't seem as tempting. You know exactly what you need to do next, and you can stay focused on completing the task at hand. Another strategy for staying focused is to set specific measurable goals for each day. When you have a plan for what needs to be done, it's much easier to stay on track. Every time you check something off your list, you get a sense of accomplishment, which keeps you motivated to keep going. Having a clear plan makes it much harder for distractions to derail you because you know exactly what you need to focus on. But focus isn't just about what you do. It's also about who you surround yourself with. The people in your life can either support your mission or pull you away from it. If you're constantly surrounded by people who don't understand your goals or who are always trying to distract you, it's going to be much harder to stay focused. You need to be intentional about the people you spend time with. Find people who are also focused on their own missions, people who will encourage you and hold you accountable to your goals. Your circle of influence plays a huge role in your ability to stay focused, so choose wisely. One of the biggest distractions that many people face is self-doubt. You may find yourself questioning whether or not you're capable of achieving your goals. This is a natural part of the process, but you can't let it stop you. Doubt is just another distraction that tries to pull you away from your mission. When you start to doubt yourself, remind yourself of why you're doing this in the first place. Reflect on your vision, and remember the reasons why you started. The more you focus on your purpose, the less room there will be for doubt. Staying focused also means being mindful of how you're spending your time. It's easy to get caught up in busy work, the kind of work that makes you feel productive, but doesn't actually move you closer to your goals. Busy work is a distraction in itself because it keeps you from focusing on the things that matter most. It's important to prioritize your tasks, focusing on the ones that will make the biggest impact. Don't get caught up in doing things just for the sake of doing them. Instead, ask yourself, is this the best use of my time? Is this moving me closer to my goal? Remember, distractions don't always look like obvious interruptions. Sometimes they're subtle. Sometimes they're the things that seem harmless, like watching just one more episode on Netflix or chatting with a friend for a few minutes. But these little distractions add up. They eat away at your time, and before you know it, hours have passed, and you've made no real progress. Stay vigilant. Be aware of the small distractions that can easily derail you. The more conscious you are of them, the easier it will be to stay focused. Another important aspect of staying focused is to learn how to say no. Saying no is one of the most powerful ways to guard your time and energy. People will constantly ask you to do things that aren't aligned with your goals. And if you say yes to everything, you'll quickly find yourself overwhelmed and distracted. Saying no doesn't mean you're being rude or selfish. It means you're protecting your time and your focus. It means you're putting your goals first and making sure that nothing gets in the way of your mission. The key to staying focused is to make it a habit. Focus is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger with practice. The more you practice staying focused, the easier it will become. The more you commit to ignoring distractions, the more natural it will feel. But this requires consistent effort. Every day you must choose focus over distraction. Every day you must remind yourself why your goals are important. Every day you must take intentional steps to protect your time and stay on track. Staying focused is not always easy. There will be days when you feel like giving in to distractions, when it seems like it would be easier to just take a break or do something else. But if you want to achieve your dreams, you must make the choice to stay focused, to ignore the distractions, and to keep moving forward. Your dreams are worth it. Your mission is worth it. Keep your eyes on the prize, and don't let anything get in the way of your success. Stay focused, stay committed, and keep pushing forward. The life you've always wanted is within your reach, but you have to stay focused to grab it. Number 6, embrace discomfort as part of the growth process. Growth is not easy. If you want to get better, you must face discomfort. And that discomfort, it's not a signal to stop. It's a sign that you're on the right track. Growth and success are not found in comfort zones. They are found in the moments when you are challenged, when you face adversity, and when you push beyond your limits. The only way to grow is to embrace the discomfort that comes with it. That discomfort is a key part of your journey. It's a part of the process that leads to a better version of yourself, to your full potential. Without it, progress would be shallow, and growth would be limited. We've all been there, faced with situations where the task ahead of us feels overwhelming, where the challenge seems too great, and where it would be so much easier to step back into our comfort zone. But here's the reality: you will never grow without discomfort. The human body, the human mind, and the human spirit all require stress in order to become stronger. Think about physical exercise for a moment. When you lift weights, you're literally breaking down muscle tissue, forcing your body to adapt and become stronger. That process is uncomfortable, painful even, but without it, your muscles would never grow. The same is true for personal growth. Without discomfort, you're not being challenged, and without challenge, there's no growth. This is not something we like to hear, but it's the truth. The moment you make the decision to improve yourself, to pursue your dreams, and to achieve something greater than where you are today, discomfort will become a constant companion. You may resist it at first, you may want to turn away from it, but embracing it is the only way forward. It's easy to think that success comes from taking the easy road, from avoiding struggle, and from making life as comfortable as possible. But those who have truly succeeded have learned how to embrace the tough moments. They understand that the discomfort is the fuel that propels them forward. They understand that in those difficult moments, they are being forged into someone stronger, someone more capable of handling what lies ahead. Discomfort teaches us resilience. It teaches us how to overcome adversity and develop the mental fortitude that is necessary to achieve greatness. It also teaches us patience, because we have to trust that we are in the process of becoming something better. The truth is, we avoid discomfort because it feels like we're failing. But failure isn't the end. It's part of the journey. Every time you face discomfort, every time you push through a difficult task, you are laying the foundation for success. Every struggle is a stepping stone. If you embrace discomfort instead of avoiding it, you'll look back and see how each challenge, each difficult moment has shaped you and prepared you for greater opportunities. One of the most difficult things to accept is that growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It's not a simple path. There are ups and downs, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But through all of this, the one thing that remains constant is discomfort. It's going to show up at the most unexpected times, but it's in those times that you will find your true strength. It's during those moments that you will discover what you are truly capable of. Embracing discomfort also means understanding that failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's just a part of the process. When you fail, you learn, and when you learn, you grow. Every failure teaches you something valuable that you can use in the future. But you can only learn if you allow yourself to be uncomfortable. If you avoid discomfort, you also avoid learning and growth. Success doesn't come from never failing. It comes from having the courage to keep going even when things aren't easy. It comes from continuing to push forward, even when you feel like you can't take another step. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by staying comfortable. They got there because they pushed through discomfort after discomfort. They didn't allow the difficult times to defeat them. They knew that on the other side of the challenge was something better, something more rewarding, and that is why they succeeded. They learned to embrace discomfort and use it to their advantage. They understood that every uncomfortable moment was an opportunity to grow. The truth is, growth demands sacrifice. If you want to achieve your goals, you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to give up comfort, convenience, and ease. You'll have to make hard decisions and push yourself in ways that you never thought possible. But on the other side of that sacrifice is a version of you that you can't even imagine right now. That version of you is stronger, more capable, and more resilient. The more you embrace discomfort, the more you'll see what you're truly capable of. Remember, there are no shortcuts to success. You can't bypass the discomfort. It's a part of the process. The more you try to avoid it, the longer it will take you to reach your goals. It's easy to say, I'll work on it tomorrow, or I'll do it when I feel better, but that attitude only keeps you stuck. If you want to move forward, you have to step into discomfort. You have to make the decision to do the work now, even when it's hard. We've all heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's true. Discomfort doesn't kill you. It strengthens you. It forces you to grow, to adapt, and to become someone who is capable of handling even bigger challenges without discomfort. You wouldn't know your limits. You wouldn't know how strong you really are. You wouldn't know what you're truly capable of. It's the discomfort that reveals your true potential. But embracing discomfort doesn't mean seeking out suffering for the sake of suffering. It means understanding that discomfort is a necessary part of growth. It means understanding that when things get hard, it's a sign that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're doing the work that will lead you to success. And when you push through that discomfort, you'll come out the other side stronger, more determined, and closer to your goals. Every day presents you with opportunities to embrace discomfort. Every task, every challenge, every setback is a chance to grow. And each time you push through discomfort, you build confidence in yourself. You prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. The more you embrace the discomfort, the easier it becomes to face future challenges. You'll develop a mindset that doesn't shy away from difficulty, but welcomes it as a part of the journey. Now let's talk about the rewards of embracing discomfort. Growth is hard, but the rewards are immense. The person you become as you go through the discomfort is the real reward. You'll gain strength, resilience, and the kind of character that allows you to achieve anything you set your mind to. But you can't get those rewards without going through the discomfort. The discomfort you feel now will lead to the success you dream of tomorrow. It will build the foundation for your achievements and your personal growth. So instead of avoiding discomfort, lean into it. Accept it as a part of the process. Know that it's shaping you into someone capable of greatness. The bottom line is this: discomfort is not your enemy. It's your ally. It's the fuel that drives you toward success. Don't run from it. Don't avoid it. Embrace it. Because when you embrace discomfort, you embrace growth. And when you embrace growth, you embrace success. Keep going. Keep pushing through. Because on the other side of discomfort lies everything you've ever wanted. Number 7. Stay disciplined every day, no matter how you feel. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's what gets you through the days when you don't feel like doing the work. It's the ability to keep going, even when motivation is faded. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline is constant. Discipline is what turns your dreams into reality. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short. Every day you have the opportunity to be disciplined, to make choices that lead you closer to where you want to be. But discipline isn't something that just magically appears when you need it. It's something that you have to cultivate. You have to practice it daily, and it's not always easy. There will be days when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed, or when you just don't feel like putting in the effort. Those are the days that discipline matters the most. Discipline doesn't require you to feel inspired. It doesn't matter if you're excited or motivated. What matters is that you show up and do the work, even when you don't want to. It's about making a commitment to yourself, to your future, and to your goals, and sticking to that commitment no matter what. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It's easy to make excuses when you're not feeling it. You might think, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm too tired today, but those excuses pile up over time. And before you know it, you've wasted days, weeks, even months, waiting for the right moment to feel motivated. But the truth is, that moment never comes. If you wait for motivation to hit, you'll be waiting forever. You have to be disciplined enough to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is a choice. It's a decision you make every single day. It's about deciding that your goals are important enough to keep working towards, even when things get tough. And make no mistake, things will get tough. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges that try to throw you off course. But if you are disciplined, you will keep going. No matter what, you will keep moving forward, one step at a time. It's not about being perfect. You don't have to be perfect every day. You don't have to get everything right all the time. But you do have to show up. You do have to put in the effort, even when it's hard. Discipline is about consistency. It's about building momentum and creating habits that support your goals. The more disciplined you are, the more natural it becomes to keep going, even when it's difficult. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it's something that only the most successful people have. But that's not true. Discipline isn't reserved for a select few. It's something that anyone can develop. It's a skill that can be learned. And it's a skill that can make all the difference in achieving your dreams. Discipline is what helps you stay focused on your goals. It's what allows you to push through the tough moments, when everything inside of you is telling you to quit. It's what helps you maintain the habits and routines that are necessary for success. When you're disciplined, you don't let distractions or setbacks derail you. You stay focused on what matters. You don't let temporary discomfort or doubt stop you from moving forward. The power of discipline lies in its consistency. It's the little things you do every day that add up over time. The small decisions you make, whether it's getting up early to work on your goals, sticking to a workout routine, or prioritizing your most important tasks, those small decisions compound. And when you stay disciplined, day in and day out, those small actions lead to big results. But it's not always easy. There will be days when you want to give up, when you're tired or discouraged, when it feels like the progress is too slow. But in those moments, discipline is what keeps you going. It's what helps you push through the tough times. Discipline doesn't require you to be perfect. It just requires you to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. It's the commitment to doing the work, no matter how you feel. Discipline also means taking ownership of your actions. It's easy to blame others, to make excuses, or to justify why things aren't working. But the truth is, your progress is up to you. No one else can do the work for you. You have to take responsibility for your own success. You have to be disciplined enough to take action, even when the results aren't immediate. You can't rely on anyone else to get you where you want to go. You have to be the one who shows up and puts in the effort. The beauty of discipline is that it doesn't rely on how you feel. Whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood, whether you're tired or energized, discipline requires you to do what needs to be done. It doesn't matter what excuses you have or what distractions come your way. Discipline is about doing the work, no matter what. It's about making the choice to stay focused on your goals, even when the world around you tries to pull you off track. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're building the foundation for success. Every time you choose to do the work, even when it's hard, you're strengthening your commitment to your dreams. And every time you keep going, even when you don't feel like it, you're making progress. The road to success is not always easy. It requires hard work, perseverance, and most importantly, discipline. It's about making the decision to stay on course, no matter how you feel. It's about putting in the effort every single day, regardless of the obstacles or distractions that come your way. If you can master discipline, you will master success. You will have the power to achieve your goals, no matter how big they are. Discipline is the key that unlocks the door to your potential. It's the fuel that drives you toward your dreams. And when you stay disciplined day after day, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching your goals. So don't wait for motivation to show up. Don't rely on how you feel. Rely on your discipline. Keep showing up, even when it's hard. Keep doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Because that's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Success isn't about being motivated every day. It's about being disciplined enough to keep going, no matter how you feel. Number 8, prioritize actions over words and deliver results consistently. Talking about your goals doesn't get you any closer to them. You can speak all day long about your dreams, your ambitions, your plans, but unless you take action, they remain nothing but words. Words are easy. Anyone can talk about what they're going to do, but it's the actions you take that matter. It's the daily steps, the consistent effort, and the results that you deliver that define your success. There are people everywhere who have big dreams, big plans, and lots of ideas. They'll tell you all about them, and you might even be impressed by how convincing their words are. But if you look closely, you'll see that those words are just that. Words. There's no real movement, no real progress. They're stuck in the planning stage, caught up in the fantasy of what they could do, without ever making any real moves to make it happen. This is where most people fail. They talk about what they're going to do, and they talk about it for months, sometimes years, but they don't do anything. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the right set of circumstances, or the right motivation. But none of those things ever come. Action is what moves you forward, not words. It's the willingness to show up every single day and put in the work, no matter what. If you want to make progress, you have to move beyond talking about it and start doing something about it. Actions speak louder than words, and that's where your focus should be. You can't rely on promises or good intentions. You need to focus on getting things done, on putting in the work, and on delivering results. This is where the true transformation happens. This is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. Results are the proof of your effort, and it's those results that will push you forward and lead you to greater success. Consistency is key here. You can't just talk about delivering results. You need to show up every day, put in the effort, and make progress toward your goals, no matter what. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when things don't go as planned, but your ability to stay consistent, to keep taking action, even when it's hard, is what will get you where you want to go. The more consistent you are, the more you will accomplish, and the closer you will get to your goals. If you want to see real change in your life, you have to commit to the process of taking action. It's not enough to have a plan. It's not enough to know what you want. You need to show up and make it happen. Every decision, every step you take toward your goal counts. Even the smallest actions matter. Whether it's writing one paragraph of your book, making one phone call, or working out for just 10 minutes, it all adds up. Those small actions, when done consistently, will move you closer to where you want to be. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of perfection. We all want to get things right, to execute our plans flawlessly, but perfection can paralyze you. If you wait for the perfect moment, or for everything to fall into place perfectly, you'll never take action. You'll keep waiting. The truth is, there is no such thing as perfect. The key is to take imperfect action. Take action even when you don't feel ready. Take action even when you're uncertain. The act of doing something, anything, is what leads to progress. When you take action, you learn, you grow, you refine your approach. But nothing happens until you start. When you focus on actions, you focus on results. And results don't lie. No matter how much you talk, no matter how many times you tell people about your dreams, they won't believe you until they see the results. And let's be honest, your success doesn't need anyone's validation. The results you produce will speak for themselves. The key is to stay focused on the actions that lead to the results you want, rather than getting distracted by the need for approval or praise. You have to make the decision that you will prioritize actions over words. It's about making progress, no matter how small. It's about choosing to show up and put in the work. And it's about understanding that words are cheap, but results are earned. So every day, ask yourself, what actions can I take today that will get me closer to my goal? It might be something small, but it will add up. The more you focus on delivering results, the more results you'll get. You can't afford to get lost in the noise of empty promises and meaningless talk. There will always be people who talk a good game, but that's all it will ever be. Your focus must be on what you can do today to move yourself forward. Every day is an opportunity to take one step closer to your goal. That one step could be the difference between success and stagnation, so make it count. Don't waste your time talking about what you're going to do. Do it. Show up, take action, and let the results speak for themselves. This doesn't mean that you should stop talking about your goals altogether. It's okay to share your vision with others, to tell people about your dreams. But remember, your words should always be followed by action. Your actions should align with what you're saying. If you talk about becoming healthier, but never take the steps to improve your health, your words don't hold any weight. If you talk about being a successful entrepreneur, but never take the necessary steps to build your business, your words are meaningless. Consistency is what makes your actions powerful. When you act consistently, you create momentum. Momentum keeps you going. Even when things get tough, momentum builds confidence, and confidence drives you to take even more action. The more you deliver results, the more you'll believe in your ability to succeed. And the more you believe in yourself, the more results you'll achieve. It's a powerful cycle that starts with taking action. The truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. Everyone has the same opportunities. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is what they do with their time. Successful people don't waste time talking about what they're going to do. They get to work, they take action, and they deliver results. It's that simple. So stop talking about your dreams. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop making excuses. The time to act is now. You have everything you need to succeed, but it won't happen until you take action. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need everything to be lined up just right. You need to take action, make progress, and deliver results consistently. And when you do, your results will speak louder than anything you could ever say. It's time to stop talking and start doing. Make a decision today to prioritize actions over words. Start small, take one step, and keep moving forward. Because when you focus on results, when you take action, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Your actions will define you. And when you deliver results, there's nothing that can stand in your way. Number 9. Accept that consistency is the only key to true success. Success isn't some distant dream. It's not something that happens overnight or comes to those who hope for it. Success is the result of daily, consistent effort. The key to achieving everything you want in life lies in your ability to show up every day and do the work. No matter how you feel, no matter what the circumstances are, consistency is the only thing that separates those who reach their goals from those who fall short. You see, success doesn't happen because you're passionate for a few days or work hard for a couple of weeks. It happens because you keep going. When the excitement fades, when the motivation isn't there, it's your consistency that carries you through. There will be days when you don't feel like it, you won't want to get out of bed, You won't want to face the challenges ahead. But this is when you must dig deep and rely on consistency. The ability to stick with your goals, your routines, and your commitments, even when everything else is pushing you to stop. That's the difference between success and failure. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean you'll always get it right, or that you won't make mistakes. It means that no matter what happens, you don't quit. You keep going. You don't give up. You learn from the mistakes, adjust your course, and keep moving forward. Consistency is about staying true to your purpose, even when the going gets tough. It's about building momentum day by day, brick by brick, until you've built something that's solid, strong, and unshakable. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who've had the best luck or the ones with the most natural talent. They're the ones who didn't stop. They kept showing up. They kept doing the work, even when it seemed like they weren't getting anywhere. They stayed consistent. And eventually, all that effort added up to something big. It's the small daily actions that make the biggest difference in the long run. It's easy to get discouraged. You might not see the results right away. You might put in all this effort and still feel like you're not getting anywhere. But here's the truth. Success takes time. It's a process. And that process requires patience. Most people give up too soon. They think that after a few weeks, if they haven't seen the results they expected, it's time to quit. But that's not how it works. Success takes time, and consistency is the vehicle that gets you there. Don't expect to see big results every single day. Don't expect immediate feedback, but you have to trust the process. Trust that every effort you make, every small thing you do is leading you toward your goal. Success is the sum of all the small efforts you make, day in and day out, and that consistency compounds over time, often in ways you can't see right away. The key is to make consistency a habit. It's not about motivation, because motivation will come and go. It's about building habits that move you toward your goals. Habits are the foundation of success. When you make success a daily habit, it becomes inevitable. But this only happens when you consistently put in the effort, even when you don't feel like it. You have to be disciplined enough to show up, put in the work, and trust that it will pay off in the end. The truth is, there will be obstacles. There will be challenges. There will be days when everything goes wrong. But consistency is what allows you to push through those difficult moments. It's what helps you stay on track, even when life tries to throw you off course. When you're consistent, you build resilience. You learn how to adapt. You develop the strength to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. You have to let go of the idea that success comes from a big breakthrough or a moment of inspiration. It doesn't. Success is built on the quiet, steady work that happens day after day. It's the choice you make to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. And the more you show up, the easier it becomes. Consistency builds confidence. The more you stay consistent, the more you'll believe in your ability to succeed. It's easy to fall into the trap of looking for shortcuts or trying to take the easy way out. We all want instant results, but success isn't instant. It's built over time, through consistent effort. You can't shortcut the process. There are no quick fixes. The people who achieve their dreams and build incredible lives are the ones who put in the work day after day. They didn't stop when it got hard. They didn't stop when they weren't seeing the results they wanted. They kept showing up. They were consistent. Every day is an opportunity. Every day is a chance to move closer to your goal. You don't have to make huge leaps every day. You just have to take one small step, and then the next. Consistency is about showing up, day after day, and doing the work, even if it feels like you're not making much progress. The results will come, but only if you stay the course. The reality is that most people don't succeed because they quit too soon. They give up when they hit the first roadblock, or when the path seems too difficult. But success isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them head-on and continuing to move forward, no matter what. Consistency is your ability to keep going when things aren't easy, and it's this consistency that leads to success. So if you want to succeed, if you want to reach your goals, you must accept that consistency is the only key. You can't rely on talent alone, and you can't expect everything to fall into place without putting in the work. You have to show up every single day, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, and even when it doesn't feel like it's worth it. Because in the end, the only way to guarantee success is through consistent action. Remember, success isn't about being the smartest or the most talented. It's about being the one who keeps going. It's about the person who shows up every day, does the work, and doesn't give up. It's about developing the habit of consistency and trusting that all the small efforts will add up to something bigger. So let go of the excuses. Let go of the need for perfection. Let go of the impatience. Success is a journey, and consistency is the path. Stay consistent, keep moving forward, and eventually you'll reach your goals. There's no other way. Number 10. Make each day count with relentless consistency and effort. Every day is a fresh opportunity. Every day you wake up is a chance to move closer to the person you want to become. It's not just about setting goals or having big dreams. It's about making sure that every single day counts. Because it's those days, those seemingly ordinary moments, that add up to something extraordinary in the long run. You've got to understand something crucial. Success isn't a random event. It's not something that happens by chance. Success is the product of relentless consistency and effort over time. And it's in your hands. Every day you get to decide whether or not you're going to make today count. Every day you have the opportunity to lay the groundwork for the future you want. It's not about making huge leaps in one moment. It's about taking the small, consistent steps every day that lead to big results. Think about it. You can't expect to build a house without laying down one brick at a time. Each brick is important. If you only lay a brick every once in a while, your house will never get built. If you only put in the effort when you feel like it, or when it's convenient, you'll never see the results you desire. You have to show up every day and lay down that brick. Every single day you've got to show up, put in the work, and keep moving forward. This isn't just about effort, it's about relentless effort. You have to be willing to give your all. Not just when things are easy, but when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when it feels like nothing is happening. You can't afford to take days off. You can't afford to be inconsistent, because inconsistency doesn't get you anywhere. If you want to make every day count, you've got to show up with everything you've got, every single day, no matter how you feel. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get caught up in the little things that don't matter. But what separates the successful from the rest of the world is the ability to focus on what truly matters. You have to make a decision every single day. You will make the time for the things that move you toward your goals. Whether you're tired, whether you're busy, whether you're stressed, you make the time. You don't look for excuses. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You make today count by putting in consistent effort, no matter what. You know that feeling when you're sitting down at the end of the day, and you can look back and feel proud of what you've accomplished? That comes from the consistency you put in day after day. It comes from the fact that you didn't waste time. You didn't let distractions pull you away from your purpose. You didn't let negative thoughts or feelings get in your way. You just kept going. You stayed focused on your goals and you did the work. And that feeling of satisfaction is earned through relentless consistency. The most successful people aren't the ones who made a few grand gestures. They're the ones who woke up every day with a plan. They're the ones who decided that no matter what, they were going to put in the work. They didn't wait for motivation to hit them. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They made a commitment to themselves that they were going to make every day count. And when you do that, when you take that kind of responsibility, that's when you start seeing real progress. But let's be honest. It's not always going to be easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you're exhausted, when you're frustrated, when you feel like nothing is going right, and that's when it counts the most. When you don't feel like it, that's when you need to show up the most. That's when your commitment to consistency is tested. If you're going to make each day count, you have to push through those moments. You have to keep going when it's tough. You can't afford to quit because things aren't perfect. You can't afford to take a break when you're not getting immediate results. Success isn't about the easy days. It's about how you show up on the hard days. When you can push through the discomfort, when you can push through the resistance, that's when you're building something great. It's those moments when you're tired, when you're facing challenges, that you have the opportunity to make a difference in your own life. Because every time you push through that resistance, you become stronger. You build discipline, you build character, and you move one step closer to the life you want. But you can't do this once in a while. You can't just put in effort when it's convenient. You have to make consistency a part of who you are. It has to be a daily decision. Every day you choose to show up. Every day you choose to put in the work. You choose to make each day count. And you do this not just for the end result, but because this is who you are. You are someone who is committed to the process, committed to the work, and committed to doing whatever it takes to get where you want to go. The more you make each day count, the more you build momentum. Every day you show up, you build a little more confidence. Every day you put in the effort, you get closer to your goals. And as that momentum builds, you start to see the results you've been working for. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. But that's the beauty of consistency. When you stick with it, day in and day out, you start to see the fruit of your labor. So let me ask you, are you willing to make today count? Are you willing to show up every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what life throws at you? Because that's the key to success. Success isn't about waiting for the right moment. It's about making every moment count. It's about making the most of every day. When you do that, when you commit to making every day count, you can be sure that success will follow. It's the only way it works. Relentless consistency and effort is what will get you where you want to go, and you've got everything it takes to get there. Now it's just a matter of showing up and making today count.